Nations Palestinian National Council and is widely viewed as a revolutionary within the Palestinian national movement. Our second speaker is Razan Zoeter. She holds an MS in agriculture and she is the founder and president of the Arab Group for the Protection of Nature. And she is also the founder of the Arab Network for Food Sovereignty. Razan co-chairs the People's Coalition on Food Sovereignty and is a member of the Committee for Hunger Eradication within the League of Arab States. Our third speaker is the spokesperson of the Global Campaign to Return to Palestine, a network of non-governmental
even those newborn babies who were in incubators, they cut every source of like electricity or oxygen or so. These children are dying now. Just 15 minutes ago, I have seen how many children need help in this world. But we don't look at them only to be sad, but we look at the bright scene in the whole world. Gaza area is 360 square kilometers, inhabited by 2.5 million people. This is the most condensed people living in this small area. But Gaza now has an area, the whole world now, Gaza, because we saw you in streets, you're calling for stopping genocide. We saw all peoples of the world, from Washington to Europe to Japan, to Philippines, to everywhere, and in the Arab world as well. But I say that because you are with us, then we can bear the responsibility of the death children in Gaza. And we can be patient enough because we have been patient enough as a people since 1 century, since 1917, when Balfour Declaration was recognized by the United Nations at that time after the First World War. Anyhow, I'm not here to speak about history, but to remind in some stops where our people were sometimes making uprisings or holding arms to defend themselves from the Zionist hegemony and the American hegemony. Also, we are looking forward that we can pass this difficult time to a brighter one, because we believe that peoples of the world now are adopting the Palestinian narrative. The Palestinian narrative was absent at that since 100 years ago. Only the Zionist narrative was adopted by the whole world, especially after the Second World War. And now we are now looking forward to answer the question, what should be done? First of all, I call upon you not only to raise the slogan, stop genocide. We want to have an action on governments to change their attitude toward Israel. Those who are attacking us, they are war criminals. Until now, the ICC is not taking steps to see what they have as evidences that it is genocide, that they should begin directly. We have to also to call upon the ICC to continue and to begin the investigation about this. At the same time, we call upon peoples of the world, including yourselves, that to not only to go to streets. It's very important. I tell you that when we have contacts with our comrades in Gaza, they tell us when we see if we have electricity, because they don't have electricity. From the 7th of October, at the beginning of the attack, the Israelis cut electricity, water, and food for our people. And they added also, they cut the internet with the help of the huge tech companies who can do that for the sake of the Zionists who are in Israel now. You have seen just from the beginning that Israel was shocked with the attack, the first attack. I don't say it's attack, it's self defense. We are a people under occupation, then we have the right to revolt against our occupants. And this is not a new thing to us. It was adopted by the United Nations, item 8 in the Charter. People under oppression or occupation have the right to defend themselves even by armed struggle. We are using our right to attack those occupants who all the time launch war after a war in Gaza, especially in Gaza and in the West Bank. They were launching wars against us in diaspora. They destroyed our camps in Lebanon. That was before 1982 until 1982. And I have to remind you that the Zionists approach to occupy Palestine was by force, by terrorist acts, by massacres. They made many massacres in Palestine in 1948. And this is their way to deal with another people. They came with a lie that the world accepted it or believed in it. They called that a land without people to a people without a land. And they occupied Palestine. They kicked us by force from our home and from our properties in Palestine. Now they are continuing the same way to deal with our people. Now they are asking people to leave Gaza. But I tell you, no one in Gaza now under attack and under fire will accept to leave the land, because this is our land. It's our right to defend it by all means, including armed struggle. So they cannot make us to be afraid of them when they call us terrorists. But let us look everywhere in the world, and they prevent the people to have their dignity and have their independence. We have learned in history that people of government, their occupy force can prevent us to reach to this. Are seeing what's happening. Millions of
Recording in progress.
we are a people on our land. We are this land was inhabited by people, camp of enemies against peoples of the world, not only against the Palestinians. But when we are speaking these days about the Palestinians, because they are under attack, look how they dealt with the Ukraine crisis. They have double standards always in dealing with things. It's according to their interests in our countries to prevent us from our resources, to prevent us to be free in our countries, on our land, and to have self-determination. These are the rights of the Palestinians. we every some years we hear about initiatives coming from once from Bush, once from Sharon, once from but always from these circles. They offer us initiatives to see what we want, but they don't know our needs. They know only their needs. Look, this time Israel asked for protection, and a state that cannot protect itself, it means that it's a failure for it. So they asked the Americans. Biden directly sent the ammunition, sent arms, sent counselors, sent the ships to the Mediterranean, and so to support Israel. But Israel now is living in a crisis. I tell you that this crisis is from the society itself, from the way they control their state. This is an apartheid state, and we are sure that apartheid should be. We have ended apartheid since 1994, and now again another state adopting apartheid policy to face our people and their people. The Ashkenaz in Israel are ruling the state of Israel, but they deal with the Jews who came from the east. They deal with them as citizens number 2 or 3, because they don't deal with us as citizens. They deal with us as number 10. But we have in our history all the time defending ourselves, defending our humanity, defending our ID, because they don't want to hear that there are people with an ID called Palestinian. But now we have it. We have it even if we don't have the passport, even if so. But I'm sure that you will have many suggestions to help us. And I'm sure also that